Hello and happy holidays. We're the Love of Mezcal, and today we're going to try Batuq Bacanora, Reserva de la Casa.
So Batuq is a Bacanora coming from the state of Sonora. If you're not familiar with Bacanora, it was outlawed for a long time and did not become legal until the year 2000. So comparing it to tequila and mezcal, it's fairly new with the denomination of origin. It was outlawed in 1915 by the governor of Sonora at the time. And that was across all alcohol for the state. And then 4 years later, in 1919, that was appealed, but Bacanora was still outlawed at the time. And that's kind of crazy to think about how long it was an illegal production. For that reason, there are stills that are made to be transported, and you can still find those in the different regions.
So a little bit of background to the name of the brand. Batuq refers to a small town in the state of Sonora that was founded in 1629. This town was said to be flooded when they were going to build a new reservoir. So the family of this brand moved to San Pedro de la Cueva, where they started the brand.
So we first got to try this brand earlier this year in April at the Agave Heritage Festival in Arizona. The producer as well as his son were there, and we were able to listen to them talk about their production, more stuff about their family and stuff behind the brand. And I really enjoyed this one. Because we had a whole lineup. It was like expressions of the north of Mexico. And I thought this one was really good. I think this is our first Bacanora we've bought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never bought Bacanora before.
Yeah, so.
I got to speak to the owner and son for a little bit. Not about production, we just kind of talked about plans for expansion. They have things in the works. As of now, they haven't expanded to Nevada, but hopefully that changes in the near future. A little bit of background about what this one is, Reserva de la Casa. So when they are harvesting their agaves, which is agave yaquiana, which is a type of angustifolia, they cultivate all of their agaves. They do have some wild agaves on their property, but those are all left exclusively for the bats. They do have a bat conservation program locally there. And some of the cultivated agaves are also left for the bats. But when they're harvesting, the best yielding agaves are put to the side for this batch. Also, all of their agaves are capon, or castrated, and they are left for 1 to 3 years before they come back. And that's when they make the selection of what goes to the special batch. That's Reserva de la Casa, which is a reserve for the house. So this bottle is from the 2019 batch. We have bottle 689 out of 793. This was made by Maestros Vinateros Rafael Encinas and Rafael Quijada. And the ABV is 50.3%.
So when they cook the agave to make the Bacanora, half are cooked in an autoclave, and the other half are slow cooked underground in a maya with mesquite and ironwood. The water source is a local spring. Wild yeast are used for natural fermentation, then double distilled with a mesquite-fired stainless copper still.
So the maya pit is similar to like a typical conical underground oven. It's just a little bit shallower. Something interesting that they do too is once they get the firewood to be at that white state, instead of using bagazo from the last batch, what they use is just slices of dragon fruit cactus, which are like these long slivers of cactus, as a layer between the agaves and the coals.
That's interesting. Yeah, just goes to show the variations of production in the different states.
Yeah.
Okay. Smell?
Smell.
It smells like wet rocks and like kind of sharp metal.
So I'm getting that, but I'm also getting like a starchy note, like doughy almost.
Like bread?
Like pasta.
For me, it's not too, I'm not getting too starchy. For me, it just reminds me if I went outside after it rained and I smelled like the wet earth, and I guess like if there was metal outside that got hit by rain.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm smelling.
I could see that. I can see that, but I'm getting like some weird like doughy pasta kind of thing, like almost like if you're like pizza dough almost, or I don't know. It's weird.
I think about I think about being at my grandpa's house, how he has like all the metal and stuff out in the
laminates and
backyard.
stuff.
He just has, stuff
Projects
outside, and going outside and it being like wet after the rain and like smelling the dirt, and then he has his garden and like smelling like the heaviness of like that, and then smelling like the wet metal. Like all of these are just, I guess, unlocking a memory for me. Yeah.
Oh, and I got a little sweet, like a little ripe fruit, like a bruised fruit.
Like a peach?
Peach or maybe even apple, but like the bruising parts, like a little overripe.
All right, you ready to taste?
Taste.
Salsita.
Salsita.
It kind of reminds me of honey a little bit, like a flash of sweetness, and then I'm starting to get some of that like minerality, those heavier flavors and kind of drying that I get from like northern spirits.
Yeah, I'm getting like almost yams. Okay, this sounds kind of weird because I think it would clash like if you actually got the real thing, but it tastes like yams with lime on top.
I can see that sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that acidity. It's kind of drying on my palate, and it has a long finish. Okay, like medium. Wait, let me see.
I would say medium, but now it just got super like dense sweet. It's like a dense sweetness.
I feel like that acidity is starting to go away. Okay, it's like a medium to longer finish kind of.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm still tasting, as I'm talking, I'm still getting the flavors coming over my palate. And for being 50%, it's not too harsh. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of heat in my mouth or settling in my throat and chest like I get with some expressions.
Mine's just right at the top of my throat. I'm not getting it at all in my chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's just getting like, I don't know. It's super evolving because now I'm getting like heavy, like high note citrus. Not citrus, but like almost like Pledge, the wood cleaning product.
On the taste? On the smell?
But then the taste is like, I just think of like dense, warm, starchy, like almost like a sweet potato pie. But it's like still hot out of the oven, like a warm slice.
I'm still picking up some of that like minerality. I'm getting the sweetness and the starchiness that you're saying, like of a yam. But I'm still getting that like, I can't compare it to anything else. Like northern Mexico, destilados, yeah, like there's definitely variation between the states, but I feel like there's like this one thing about them I feel like I taste from, at least from the ones that I've tried, which hasn't been a lot, so.
Yeah, I would say like there's a commonality with northern spirits, like, like what we say with like Michoacan, there's a distinct note that's like a Michoacan note. I think across the board, northern spirits have this like note. Can't put my finger on, like I can't describe it, but it's just like if I'm blindfolded, I'm gonna guess. Oh, it's from northern Mexico. I just won't know what it is.
I guess if you know, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we have it. We've been branching out more into spirits from northern Mexico and from other states that, well, like Nuevo Leon. We just did one recently, which doesn't have its denomination of origin. So I think it's really good for if you're a seasoned mezcal drinker and you only drink stuff from Oaxaca, branch out, expand your palate a little more. I just think it's really interesting because then you have things to compare and contrast.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's a whole different world, and it's, you know, to say, oh yeah, I love all mezcal, but you stay in one or two states, it's kind of like, come on, branch out, live a little,
and branch out from agave because
yeah.
I definitely have a favorite that I was leaning on for a long time, and now that I've like stepped out of my little comfort zone, it's like a whole new world. And it's a magical ride.
Yep. So a little bit about this bottle. We got at Old Town Tequila. That's a place that ships to a lot of different states. So wherever you're at in this country, see if they ship out to you and try one out for yourself.
Price tag, it said $89.99, and we bought this
Summer.
Yeah. It's been patiently waiting for us to open it.
Yep. So let us know down below if you've tasted this or the other expression that they have, or any other Bacanoras that you've tried. Love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for taking a sip with us.
Enjoy your holiday season and have a happy new year.
Saludcita.
Saludcita.